Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Advanced Wars Days of Ruin Tiny Wars replay. Spawn on top left side is the purple Tabitha. We got Tschjo, still butcher's name well enough. Spawn on the bottom right side is the red Will. We got Caparo. Probably butchered that name well enough. I also never know, do I call this red or orange? Since technically, I think the color scheme's technically orange for Orange Star. But of course, this game doesn't necessarily follow the original Days of War color scheme and naming convention, to say the least, being a whole entirely different universe. So my apologies if I ever make that mistake, because I will probably routinely make a mistake and I still don't know none the wiser. This replay was submitted into me, or at least requested to me. Not to say it can be submitted in this game, but if it could, I think it can. But either way, I don't believe this player is either. The person that submitted requested for me was neither of these players. So let's go ahead and get started. Tabitha is, of course, wrong, that's the player profile. Tabitha is unchanged from the cartridge. She's just as strong as ever, having a no CO zone initially, standard expansion, standard energy, standard border cost. Day provides her plus 60, a very ludicrous amount, but only affects herself initially. And to finish all off, she has a Star Meteor. Yeah, she can give a run, Sturm a run for her money of what she can do. And of course, Will is the same as the cartridge as well. Has a standard plus 10 for all units, and the plus 20% offense, and plus 20% for direct ground units combat. And of course, superpower, of course, makes it all global, but also adds plus 2 movement range. And that's the key part about his superpower that makes it useful. Of course, let's see, this is a Fog of War map. We do have an airport behind to base, so it's probably a bit more heavy infantry and battlecopter. That's in how I would assume a lot of 2 base maps tend to go, but it is also Fog of War, so who knows. A decent amount of roads, so wheeled vehicles can get some good mobility, good number of cities and forests for hiding, some wastelands to make sure wheeled vehicles don't move certain directions. Shore here to allow the gunboat to offload, can still at least boost if it gets moved off, but won't be able to move back on if it gets off the HQ. Mist on sea, which is going to be entirely pointless unless for aircraft. Got shore here, and a whole bunch of rivers as well. Let's see, 2 calm towers as well. This one's probably more left and this one's probably a bit more right, but we'll find out soon enough who gets what. Either way, let's go and get started. For initially, of course, going to turn on the autoplay, because I don't really like to mass spam click and hear that clicking sound, especially in this initial capturing game, where there's not much I can offer in commentary other than, oh, got bike, of course, player 2 got initial bike, and they're capturing up territories. I suppose one thing I could mention is, looks like different directions. No, it is mirrored across the diagonal axis. So that is the same direction. We got quadruple bike for Will. Tabitha only has double bike at the moment. And she does double out tank and base skip. Oh, this is a bit interesting. These players are also very highly rated, so I'm thinking there's going to be a command tank here, but honestly, not really necessary at this moment. She could hold off until another turn. It would be a bit of expense to command tank it. Heading back down south, does blow the command tank, and now she's pushing herself way forward. Of course, she'll probably one-shot everything. Will has gone for mech there, maybe traverse the river or mountain quickly and go this direction here. Does get trapped. Mech is pushing towards the center. Mech play is not very common in Advanced Wars. The easy one shot. I wonder how close or not close was that? Yeah, not even close. I just like big numbers. Because sometimes just ludicrously high numbers are just fun to gawk at. Of course, Wills does spot the CO unit and gets immediate 10 power charge. Her power charge, of course, does take a little bit longer than other COs, since she can't get additional power charge from other units, just from herself until she gets to certain energy. So it's all about how well she can punch. And well, she can punch pretty hard. Will has put his own CO unit in this game. Right now on the city has 85, 100% defense. And somebody mentioned a previous YouTube comment, which was apparently was also not in a Wayland video. The defense doesn't get maxed out, but I think 100% defense takes 50% less damage. Can't remember. And while Wayland's a ludicrously high defense, like takes significantly less. There is a formula to it, but there is no maximum. But I think defense is a little bit weaker than it is from Advanced Wars Dual Strike and Advanced Wars by Web. I know they did change the damage calculator in this game. They also greatly simplify it. Decent number of mechs here. I like this unusual mech play because it's just unusual. Got double tank here, ATR recon. Airport is captured up now for both players, but no battle comes in the field. An early anti-air is a good idea. In Advanced Wars by Web, I've heard that you want to get an anti-air out no later than day 10, so turn 8, or technically in the last turn 7, maybe a little bit too early, but then again, that's using Advanced Wars by Web standards as opposed to Advanced Wars Days of Ruin. Which, anything, when it comes to comparing the two games, anything involving light tanks and earlier and cheaper, I suppose including anti-tank artillery, you can probably, the two games are still very comparable. It's when you get the medium tanks and greater is when the games two become very different. If that were to make any poor sense. I have no way how to describe it. Because medium tanks in this game are much cheaper, but they're also weaker. So more of a smaller power edge rather than a massive one. If you want massive, go with a war tank, but that's still not a bit more comparable to a neo tank barring speed than to a war tank. Because war tanks are ridiculously powerful in Bad Web and Dual Strike. Tabitha, if you see here, her command tank does have good vision. I'm going to turn off autoplay. I would say, could probably reposition CO zone, but even if she does wipe out something, she got 20 energy, she will not be able to buff up this recon period this turn. Good strikes there, almost knocked out the capture. How close was that? With her really high firepower, 95%, I guess the load would looks like rolled a no luck roll. I just want to make sure. I want to make sure that it takes 95% damage. It does leave. So it looks like Tabitha rolled a no luck roll. I thought it was at least minimum 1. No, it does go down to 0. It goes 0 to 9% generally. So again, a little bit unlucky there. Also dies 1 energy, which is actually pretty important. If she would have got the 1 shot there, she would have got 20 energy. The next turn, she could have got an improved CO zone. But since she didn't get the 1 shot there, she's now 2 turns away from her CO zone increase. And right now, I think the increased CO zone would be important for her. I'm going to go down to the turn-by-turn coverage now, because I think that's point I have to take time and look at each in action. Great mech shot there. Will right now has 6 energy, thanks to that. Good shot there. Tabitha's command tank is exposed, but also not really. Good shot there. Got an eagle trade, which is actually not great. Balls of a good shot there. Tabitha now at 24 energy. She probably won't get her CO zone expanded. I don't think she can do 6 pointed damage when her command tank's at 2 health. Overall, great push here by Will, having great usage from these mechs. Let's see, she may pull back her command tank to this H city, or maybe to this one here. Finish off that bike there. Takes off, swipe the comm tower. Pulls back the CO tank, merged there. Probably could have pushed for the tank to maximum distance. That could have been max distance. I honestly wasn't counting. Though she is on a pro city now. Recon falls behind the medium tank. This medium tank could catch Will off guard, plus she could get her +1 seal zone. That medium tank will be hyper lethal, as opposed to being super lethal at this moment. Good shots there. Captured up that comm tower. Good strike there on the infantry unit. He could try to join capture. I think join capture would... there's a lot of stuff there. I think the capture will be fully interrupted. Transport copter, bike, and tank. Let's see now. Will's right now at 85,000 with plus 6,500 bank, so it's effectively 91. Versus Tabitha's day-to-day will bump up to 100,000, so it's at the day-to-day income difference. There's no exact science saying who's ahead and behind when it comes to day-to-day income, because they're both going to pull up a slight edge each turn. That will give her a +1 CO zone now. He's a strike on the gunboat. Now that medium tank should be in vision range of the light tank. More battlecopters before. Another medium tank by Tabitha. No battlecopters, just both sides have one. No, that's actually good on battlecopters. What am I thinking? Nothing much at the moment, apparently. Transport copter could be useful. I have the feeling there's going to be a net mech there built. Good first strike there. +1 CO zone for Will. So could get a good strike on this medium tank. But not really a good strike. Can get a first strike, just not a good strike. If Tabitha is +1 CO zone, she gets there with her top CO zone. If I were to go a bit of a monologue here, her CO zone, originally when she gets deployed on it, you got a super buffed up single unit, but when she gets +1 CO zone, she's able to break walls very, very easily. After all, she could go in, smash something's head in, and then with her +1 CO zone, that unit can go smash something else's head in. So she goes from a powerful duelist to a powerful wall break into nuke a blob. Her CO zone and power can be described in 3 different ways. Let's see. Some people push forward and try to deal with the... Trying to think what I would do as her. Nukes the recon. Does it nice and simple. Medium tank could... regular tank blows up that mech. Gets a great strike on the command tank. Medium tank will not be able to one-shot the infantry unit. I always forget the machine guns don't really scale massively when it comes to heavier vehicles. Takes out the gunboat, so now the HQ is being threatened, but it will just more be a distraction this one time. And believe it or not, a distraction could be quite nice. After all, it would, this, 2,500 cost unit could distract a 7,000 cost unit. It won't be a good cost-effective trade, but would deny the more valuable unit more effective actions, if that would make any more sense. Double mech artillery there, so got some Tabitha mechs, battlecopter, tank, base skip, and she has fun in the base. She purposely base skipped. It's usually a good idea to at least go for infantry unit. Sure, they are slightly expensive compared to Advanced Wars. Good strike there. Those recons, even at 1 health, they're still a good reconnaissance unit. Mech gets some good strikes there, and Will has the superpower available, and 3 health could fall back and pop it. Will has a superpower, so +2 movement speed is the critical aspect. It also affects infantry. Interrupts the capture there. Tabitha's CO zones at 54 energy. May not want to proc it, because I have a feeling Tabitha could pop her CO power and nuke a formation. Oh no. It has that 3 health remaining. It gets a good strike on the medium tank. The top of the CO power does friendly fire damage. Oh no. Even if it does do friendly fire damage, a 1 health tank can take out a 1 health unit. Back off the command tank, or what? She's gonna pop her zero power. It's 1 health, gotta pop it. Not popping it just yet. Does have her 2 CO zone. What is she going to do? Is she going to use a CO zone? Nukes it. So does do friendly fire damage. And now this whole formation is nuked. I'm curious. Let's go back a little bit. At 92,000 with a 2,000 in the bank. 65. Oh. Am I reading that right? 92 to 65. Oh. That's a nuke. There's a lot of wounded units here. A lot of stuff at minimal health. 5 health. 1 health. So this 1 health tank can easily pick something off. Merge, merge on the command tank. Takes out that 1 unit there. Takes out that unit. Artillery piece pushed way forward in reasonable position. Medium tank takes out the regular tank. And plus she has a global CO power, which means plus 60 globally. She's not going to take much counterattack damage this next turn. Not to mention there's nothing much to counterattack with. There are 2 tanks here. Command tank will get healed up to 5 health. I think the 2 health tank could merge into the 5 health tank. But Will needs to be eyed to reorganize. She's now at 100,000 versus his 54 plus 80 and 18. Oh yeah, they both have 1 combo, so that's equal. He's on the pull back a little bit. Battlecopter, mech. Yeah, more units probably better. Go for the battlecopter. Still some ATRs to work with, but the single tank just all needed to slip on in. It's also a little bit wounded. Still have to be careful about Tabitha tank. I like it if we even had an opportunity to really strike for this game. These units are turbo buffed. So this comm tower may get flipped next turn, which will give Will some extra capability. Capture the comm tower there. Medium tank falls back. It's at 6 health at 2. Low in ammo. He can probably just push back up here to when at 8 health, and that'll be reasonable. Though probably could have just gone right there. Maybe just worried about any it being knocked out, which is actually quite understandable. Bike hits the infantry unit. Tabitha pulls back quite a bit as well. She doesn't realize how well what good position she's in. Biggest threat right now, of course, with our castle division, we know is battlecopters. A duster would be a good spawn. Bike, mech, battlecopter. Another ATR wouldn't hurt as well. Gets the comm capture, so he does have plus 10 for this turn. Transport copter also took a firestorm rocket hit, so it's not doing all too well. And looks like Will have double comm tower in his favor. Battlecopter, infantry, recon. Right now, Tabitha does have 2,000 increased income, which is important. Not massive at this moment, but will make a difference. Does spot the ATR there. Good recon run. Takes out the infantry unit, giving her plus 10 energy. Medium tanks push right forward. This is a very scary force. You got a max of vet, 8 health medium tank. So it's probably better than even a full health unvetted tank at the moment. Rocket. Rockets are difficult to use. Plenty hiding spots in this sort of map. Of course, like I said before in our cast division, we know there's a good number of battlecrafters in the field. He's been trying to maximize production, get the number of units on the field after that firestorm. Nice recon pass there. The 1 health battlecopter still a good reconnaissance aircraft. Good strike there. Knocks out a medium tank for pretty much for free. Interrupts the capture down there. Artillery piece in a good position, and the anti-air as well. So this is going to be dead battlecopter, and something's going to be knocked out here. Max out of range, battlecopter's range, so probably a good idea to smash the anti-air and then maybe follow up with the battlecopter. At least smash the anti-air so the battlecopter at least can attack the tank. Anti-air can attack the battlecopter. Tabitha's in a good position, but Will has actually recovered a decent amount, but still about 2 turns behind. Recon push way forward. Great strike there. If, according to this, Tabitha says has more value, but it feels so pretty even. Probably because of the mass battlecopter force. She doesn't have adequate enough counter to the mass battlecopter's will. Takes out the battlecopter, knocks out the anti-air. I wonder. Probably not a good idea to do that. Still a good idea to do that. Good strike there on the mech. I only got tanks here. Nothing really stopped a medium tank and a Tabitha tank. Battlecopter for fire support. And there's actually 2 battlecopters, which is quite powerful. Here in an ambush position for the battlecopters. Rotates the tank down there, very good. Takes out the medium tank. Will's playing this very well. Great strike on the battlecopter. Takes out the battlecopter again. Takes the recon. Has +1 CO zone, but nothing to follow up the strike on the command tank. But now the command tank is sort of blocked. She could charge forward, take out the tank, and then get in the forest and cause issues like that. Does spot the anti-air. Anything to take out this battlecopter is at 5 health. Bike there could finish it off. Here, another transport copter. Those 2 health ones still alive, and that's still adequate for a transport copter. That's interesting. When it comes to value, Tabitha is still ahead by about a turn and a half, maybe with the dated income, maybe closer to 2. Let's take that one out. Great strike from the artillery piece. I think the rocket may have been a bad choice. She had a good aggressive position, and rocket's a little bit too slow to reinforce. Maybe the rocket was a pretty bad call. Not aggressive enough, nothing to exert forward. It's more of a defensive and zoning tool, and does actually better as a zoning tool when there's actually no fog of war. But it's more of a sniping tool at this point. And plus, Tabitha is fighting against 2 comm towers. Need to get back, perhaps a bike here. Transport copter could help out with that as well. Takes out the tank, freeing the command tank. Does get a good strike there. At 20 energy, she's so close to get her +1 CO zone, and then she becomes a bit more of a wall break. Good strike there on the artillery piece, spotted by the comm tower. Anti-air goes down. Anti-air gets a good shot there. Anti-air takes a pretty sizable hit. But still maybe we'll finish off the 4 health copter, if the last thing it does. Tabitha's command tank goes down. Use infantry body block the medium tank to get to the command tank. Finish off the infantry unit there. Artillery piece out of range. Medium tank may just want to evacuate up north to some hiding spot at the moment. Can't do much where it's at. Probably still be hunted down and probably take some hits, so maybe on top of the property to cause some additional issues. Let's see. Will's slowly catching on up, taking a lot of good engagements. Tabitha push forward small forces, and they're getting picked off one at a time. Getting some good hits there. Gets trapped by the transport copter. And Tabitha does resign, even though Tabitha does have an income in about 2 turns value advantage. That may have been a little bit too early for a surrender. It almost felt like after that firestorm she had in the bag, but she may have just lost the bag. And losing this max of medium tank would have been devastating, but I think just bad decisions there by Tabitha. Double transport copter, max, rocket, this stuff is all slow. And down she was losing the flank there as well. Yeah, I think she could have turned around. I think some bad reinforcement calls is where she sort of faltered overall. She took bad engagement, got picked off here and there. But yeah, I think she just overall made bad decision calls, especially with the reinforcements. I think that was the key problem. By the way, this is Angrade saying, thanks for watching, and on to the next replay.